I admit 90% of the time I tackle basketball topics for post-game. So tonight, we take a break from basketball to focus on one of the most important non-basketball athletes in history. In tonight's post-game, we'll discuss Manny Pacquiao. See? Like I promised, this is not about basketball. Oh wait, Manny plays basketball na pala. Bro, do you have a picture of Manny the boxer and not the PBA play coach? Do we have it? There you go. Sorry about that. See, this is not about basketball. This is about how we feel about Manny's next fight. Okay, fine. This is how I feel about Manny's next fight. The fight that happens next weekend in Macau. Manny Pacquiao versus undefeated Chris Algieri. The sentimental view dictates that we breathe in every available moment with Pacquiao in the ring. It won't last forever. We don't want it to last forever. We don't want to see Pacquiao fighting until he's 60. So watch whatever you can before it all ends. Before the power fades, before the speed disappears, watch greatness while it's still considered great. Present tense. Do not take Pacquiao fights for granted, even if it's already 2014. He's a once-in-a-generation athlete. We might not have another Pacquiao in our lifetime. Go ahead and say, but I only want to watch Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Or go ahead and say, well, beating Algieri won't add to Pacquiao's legend. But never forget that Pacquiao remains one of the best athletes in the world. However, I also understand why the hype for Pacquiao fights isn't the same as before. I guess it will never be, just as Pacquiao's hunger for ascension isn't the same as before, and it will never be. When the peroxide streaks disappeared, when he started to dress better, when he started getting better haircuts, when he started singing on Jimmy Kimmel, things changed. They had to change. We wanted them to change. Our prayers were answered when everything became better for Manny. But as Manny's reason for fighting evolved, so did our reasons for following his quest. He fought with our aspirations and insecurities and our dreams and our fears wrapped around his fists. But as big-name opponents dropped one by one, as Manny rose to become the elite, the very best, Manny was no longer the scrappy underdog. The fascination for his fights evolved as well. I guess it's just me, but I feel like following Pacquiao's career today is like powering through the final season of Lost. Like you watch it to stay true to your initial emotional investment, even if deep down you know the magic isn't the same. But you watch it so that you know how it all ends. You no longer watch it the way you did during season 1 or 2 or especially 3, but you watch it like a spiritual commitment anyway. Sinimulan mo, tatapusin mo, walang iwanan. If you're not as excited for Pacquiao's next fight as you once were, it's okay. Do not feel guilty. Natural lang yan. This is what we wanted during the early years. Ito yun. For Pacquiao to become so good, mauubusan siya ng kalaban. For Pacquiao to become so big, he is now a congressman, and a TV host, and a PBA coach, and a PBA player. This is the evolution of our devotion. We should be thankful that Pacquiao is no longer that same hungry, scrappy fighter from before. That meant his dreams have all come true. No one can force you to feel the hype for Pacquiao versus Algieri, but as the end starts to peak on the horizon, we realize that hype is no longer necessary. We will watch next weekend. We will watch all the way until hopefully the glorious finish.